He had zeal. Zeal means it's a passionate, strong devotion, love, that consumes you. It's a deep passion that he had for God and his dwelling place. And when he saw the temple courts, he found people selling cattle, sheep, doves, and others sitting at tables exchanging money. Man, he felt disrespected, So Jesus made a whip out of the cords and drove all from the temple courts, both sheep, cattle, and he scattered the coins, the money exchangers, and overturned their tables. He don't play when it comes to his people. He don't play when it comes to the temple. And we all know that he rebuilt the temple not by bricks, but by his followers. We are the temple. And I don't want to contradict, people with going to church, all that, because there's people that don't know, that need a place, for peace. Just like how you go to the hospital, that's just how you go to the doctor, for feeling sick or whatever it is. That's why we need churches. That's why we need the church, for those who can go and be surrounded by love and peace, and that's what it's about. But as long as we follow in his steps, of keeping the temple sacred, So like I said, don't ever think Jesus is sweet, because he'll humble you real quick. And this is proof of that. To those who sold doves, he said, "Get these out of here. Stop turning my Father's house into a market." What do y'all think this is? This is a house of worship. This isn't a market. His disciples remembered that it is written, "Zeal for your house will consume me." His actions led him to the cross, which, his actions did lead him to the cross. After this set in motion of his crucifixion. Honestly, God says that's what bearing your cross means. We should all have that deep passion. No matter what it leads to, even if you got to stand on business, you know what I mean? Because we got to remember, this life is just temporary. So that's what God did. And it doesn't mean to be ugly. God says, do not fight evil with evil. But educate them, show love. As I said, I'm not a biblical scholar. This right here is this is consuming me, and that's how we need to feel about God. That's what we need to feel about his teaching. It needs to consume you, in a point to where it is you.